Hey YouTube, this is Primetime Pokemon. In this video, I'll be reviewing and ranking all 4 Prism Star cards from the Team Up expansion. Team Up is the newest set in the Pokemon TCG, just coming out this past February. So this video is geared towards the competitive player and the 2019 Standard Format. Now there are only 4 Prism Star cards in Team Up, a little bit less than some of the past Sun and Moon series sets. Because of that, the Prism Star cards in this set are a little bit tougher to pull. You're looking at 2 per booster box or 1 in 18 booster packs. Like all other Prism Star cards out there, these cards are not worth much just because you only can use 1 Prism Star with the same name in a deck, so the demand just isn't there. Here's a look at all 4 Prism Star cards on the online TCG. To kick off this list, the 4th best, or really the worst, Prism Star in Team Up, in my opinion, would be Black Market. This is a stadium card that says the following. When a Darkness type Pokemon, yours or your opponent's, that has any Darkness energy attached to it is knocked out by damage from an opponent's attack, that player takes 1 fewer prize card. So the reason this is the worst Prism Star in Team Up is mainly because all 4 Prism Star cards in this set are quite useful, and this Black Market Prism Star has definitely seen some run in the competitive scene. Strategy wise, with the Black Market Prism Star, you're going to want to combine this with non-GX attackers. That way, if your opponent knocks out a Darkness type Pokemon of yours, they get 0 prize cards. If you use this with a GX Pokemon, your opponent still gets 1 prize card when knocking out one of your Pokemon. And it is much better to have your opponent maybe discard some energy when attacking or use a GX attack and get 0 prize cards instead of 1 or 2. So 2 great non-GX Pokemon that you can use with Black Market Prism Star would both be Weavile. The first one here is from Ultra Prism. Evil Admonition for 1 Darkness Energy says, this attack does 50 damage for each of your opponent's Pokemon that has an ability. So you can just keep Weavile on the bench. If your opponent uses 3 or 4 Pokemon that have an ability on it, you can then put Weavile in the active Pokemon spot and knock that Pokemon out in 1 turn, doing 200 or more damage. So it is a great attacker. But if your opponent knocks out Weavile, you're only out 1 energy card. So this is from Ultra Prism. The other one is from the Burning Shadow set. For 1 energy card as well, Rule of Evil says this attack does 60 damage to each Pokemon that has an ability, both yours and your opponent. So you have to be a little bit more particular in the way that you're building your deck, that you do not want to have too many Pokemon that have an ability, otherwise you end up knocking your own Pokemon out. So there's a couple of cards that are useful with Black Market. The 3rd best Prism Star in Team Up would be the other stadium card for a Prism Star. It would be Wondrous Labyrinth. This card says the following. The attacks of non-fairy type Pokemon, both yours and your opponent's, cost 1 colorless energy more. So this card is a little bit better than the previous stadium card I just discussed. Strategy wise, with this Wondrous Labyrinth Prism Star, you want to use a solely fairy type deck so that you're always making it so your opponent has to use more energy when attacking, and you do not have to actually attach more energy to do attacks. There are several popular fairy type decks out there right now. Some of the more popular ones that would benefit from this Wondrous Labyrinth would be the following. Granbull is a great non-GX deck. All out can do 160 damage for only 1 fairy energy, 190 damage with a Choice Band. There's a Sylveon GX deck out there. It can do 110 damage here. You can essentially stall with Magical Ribbon and then Plea GX if you'd like. And then a powerful attacking GX, a fairy type GX, would be Gardevoir GX. Again, this is mainly hurting your opponent by making it so that it requires more energy to attack. Now, I'm also a big fan of control decks. Zoroark Control is one of my favorite decks, and you can actually use Wondrous Labyrinth in that deck, mainly because you're never going to actually knock out one of your opponent's Pokemon. So you can both harm yourself and your opponent just because you're not going to ever attack. And if you do have to, you just have to attach 3 energy on a Zoroark GX instead of 2. But again, you're going to try and remove energy and just make it that much harder for your opponent to attack. In my opinion, the 2 best Prism Star cards from Team Up would both be Pokemon. The second best Prism Star card in Team Up would be Shaymin. This is a basic grass type Pokemon, an HP of 80, a free retreat cost which is key, and 1 move called Flower Storm. For 2 grass energy, it does 30 damage times the number of basic energy attached to all of your Pokemon. Strategy-wise, with this Shaymin Prism Star, it is always a huge advantage to have powerful attacking Pokemon in your deck that are not GX. That way, if a Shaymin, for example, is knocked out, your opponent only gets to take 1 prize card instead of 2. Plus, you can use something like Guzma, rotate whatever you want of your opponents into that active Pokemon spot, and then retreat this Shaymin for free, putting back whatever Pokemon you had or want in the active Pokemon spot and attack with that Pokemon. The best deck to include Shaymin Prism Star in would be a Rayquaza Vikavolt deck in my opinion. Of course, Vikavolt, its ability Strong Charge, can accelerate both grass and lightning energy into play, and then Rayquaza GX from Celestial Storm does more damage with Dragon Break for the number of grass and lightning energy attached to all of your Pokemon. So both Shaymin and Rayquaza do more damage for the number of energy attached to all of your Pokemon. So these 2 cards work very well together, and I really like Shaymin. Initially going into this video, I like Shaymin Prism Star a little bit better, but the best Prism Star, in my opinion, which you'll see shortly, just has more use, especially in the cards in Team Up and the decks built from this set. So in my opinion, the best Prism Star in Team Up would be the most valuable one as well. It would be Tapu Koko Prism Star. This card does have a very good HP of 130, a low retreat cost, 1 move, and then an ability. The main reason to use this card is for its ability, Dance of the Ancients. It says, once during your turn, if this Pokemon is on your bench, you may choose 2 of your bench Pokemon and attach a lightning energy card from your discard pile to each of them. If you do, discard all cards from this Pokemon and put it into the Lost Zone. Then Mach Bolt for 3 energy cards does 120 damage. Strategy-wise, with the best Prism Star from Team Up, like I just mentioned, you want to utilize this card for its ability mainly. There's lots of lightning type support from Team Up that can benefit from this card's ability, so you want to accelerate 2 lightning energy to 2 of your Pokemon. Some of the better lightning type Pokemon out there right now, Pikachu Zekrom is the best one. This is also from Team Up. This is just a powerful attacker overall. Full Blitz can also accelerate lightning energy into play. And if you get enough energy onto this card, Tag Bolt can do 200 damage to the opponent's active Pokemon and then 170 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So essentially, you could get up to 5 prize cards or even 6 prize cards in one attack with this GX card if you're attacking and knocking out 2 tag team cards, for example. A couple of other good lightning type Pokemon out there would be Zapdos, which is also from Team Up. This is a very quick attacker requiring only 1 lightning energy that does 80 damage. You can use a couple of other ways to power up this move as well as attack for free. And then Tapu Koko GX, once you put this card onto your bench from your hand, you can move as many lightning energy as you want to it and then move it to the active Pokemon spot to do 130 damage with Sky High Claws or just unlimited amounts of damage with Tapu Thunder GX. So this is another great way to do major damage with a lightning type Pokemon. Now this is a very popular deck overall, the Tapu Koko. Pikachu Zekrom. So you're seeing the resurgence of fighting type decks, which I am a big fan of. Now, a couple of good trainer cards related to lightning type Pokemon. Electro Power is a great way to increase the amount of your lightning type Pokemon's attacks. And then Thunder Mountain Prism Star essentially allows you to attack for 1 lightning energy less. So Zapdos, for example, can attack for free. You can also use something like Counter Gain if you're behind to speed up the attack process as well. So there's a look at all 4 Prism Star cards from the Team Up expansion. All 4 are very good in the competitive scene, and even though I ranked these 1 through 4, all have uses. I highly recommend using Tapu Koko in a lightning type deck like a Zapdos Jirachi or a Pikachu Zekrom. Shaymin works well in a Rayquaza Vikavolt deck or any deck where you have lots of energy in play. And then the 2 stadium cards, the Black Market and Wondrous Labyrinth, work with some non-GX Pokemon very well. So again, there's my rankings 1 through 4. And I do plan on making videos just like this for all of the other ultra rares and secret rares in the Team Up expansion. So that concludes this video. Thanks everyone for watching. As always, before you go, make sure to check out all the links in the description of this video, including links to my blog, Facebook, and Twitter pages. So thanks everyone for watching, and stay tuned for more videos. Thank you.